Good morning. I'm wearing the coat because it is very cold this morning. There wasn't frost on my car, but it was almost freezing this morning. And there's a really cold wind, so it's nice to feel this crisp caress of winter on Halloween. It is October 31st. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. This will probably be going up tomorrow unless I can make the time to edit it and upload it today. It'll probably be tomorrow. But anyway, I hope that you all have a safe and fun Halloween doing whatever it is you do. I know that it's kind of a dying holiday now, but I hope that those of you that still practice and still have kids in your communities, and those of you that still have communities safe enough to do this stuff, I hope that it goes well, and I hope that you guys have fun and are safe. So today, I feel good. I had a wonderful stream last night. My Halloween special of Discordant Dragons was great. We had wonderful guests, wonderful discussions. Things went well. We had lots of great laughs. And one of the best streams I've done in a while, so I'm going to be making a post about that on my YouTube community tab, because obviously Discordant Dragons doesn't stay up on YouTube. Every time I try, I get a channel strike. So I just don't try to leave them up anymore. All right, so what do I want to talk about today that is meaningful, that might help, or might be a worthwhile topic? What does that sound? Oh, it's two cars. Two cars over there going different directions. I was like, well, why is my sound engine in my brain confused? Anyway, I want to talk about how important it is to have friends and family and to not chase them away with dissident thoughts. I'm suffering from this right now. I had a recent episode with my husband, and no matter how much you have spent time with someone, if they have not gone down the dissident path, it is very difficult and sometimes scary to your loved ones when you take a firm stance against things that you believe in. For example, I've been a 9/11 truther for a long time, and that's basically cost me my relationships with lots of friends and severely damaged relationships with some of my family members. Number two, I, of course, talk about the anti-white shit all the time. And that hasn't won me any favors with certain people in my circle of real-life friends either. So it's not that they're like anti-white or anything, it's just they have a much more neutral, passive view of things can't be that bad, you're just making mountains out of molehills, that kind of talk, It's like, here in Appalachia, people are pretty chill, and they want to be left alone, and they don't want to think that things are that bad. And that's just kind of how everybody acts and believes around here. And so some people, of course, are much more keen on what's going on, but they're not the people that are in my personal friend and family group. The people I have in my personal friend and family group are sort of like intelligent nerd types and people who like D&D and programming and video games and shit, because I'm a nerd too. So that was my friend group growing up. And most of them, like, the only friend I've ever had that's notably anti-white is not my friend anymore. He's long gone. But the friends that I've kept, that, I like to play D&D and other games with, that visit my husband regularly, they're not like me. They're not like you guys that listen. They're not like, they're certainly not Democrat voters. They don't really vote at all. And they have this sort of neutral view that, well, because of meritocracy and because of there's millions of people on Earth doing science and looking at news and stuff, it can't all be bad. It can't all be fake. Like, they just have this old 70s and 80s belief that, trust the science, trust the system. It can't all be bad. There's good people in there. Now, again, I do want to believe that myself to a degree. But it gets harder every year with what we see, with the directions that things take, especially since this COVID bullshit. And that's what recently caused me a severe problem with my husband. And I don't want to go into the details of it, but I want to share some wisdom of it with you guys. When you get passionate and express yourself like I did recently to my husband and a friend of ours, it can be scary, and it can make you seem like an Alex Jones lunatic, even if you don't mean to. And I wish I could take back the words that I said, but I can't. Because, well, I'm not going to get into the details, but be careful with your loved ones. Cherish them. Because the people in my life are not bad people. They're just normal. And you're probably only ever going to have normal people in your life. Because going out of your way to find other people who are this far down the pipeline, that's already hard in and of itself. Let alone being able to find a husband or a wife and then have a thriving community of dissidents. Like, that's hard to build. That's hard to do. Maybe in another 5 or 10 years when things progress more and, you know, Zoomers get older and are like running businesses and have families and shit. I hope they can anyway. But if you're already an adult, let's say you're a millennial, that's the primary age group of my audience. Let's say you're between, like, you know, 25 and 45 right now. You've got to embrace the people in your life and not run them away. And when I get passionate, if I pause and listen to the things that I express in times of frustration or passion, it's easy for me to think about what I said and realize how I sound like a paranoid lunatic to normal people. And that's sad. Because I know that I believe some stuff that is not really able to be substantiated. You know? Like most of us in our circles do. That's what it's like when you're a dissident and you don't believe anything about the narratives that we're fed, right? That's a hard place to be in because you can't really prove any of that shit. There's no smoking gun that says, see, look, the CIA did this at this year, and this year. Like, you can read books, you can read papers, you can look at declassified intel, you can listen to streams about it where intelligent people that have spent their life studying this bullshit speculate on things. But that's not, all of that experience you can't just put into a bowl and serve to your loved ones. That's not going to work for them. And I wish that I would have learned my lesson by now, but I haven't. And I got upset, and I might have done some irrevocable damage to my relationships with my loved ones recently because I was passionate. I was hopped up on the positive energy from the camping trip I went on. And COVID vax came up. And of course, I said some shit because I always do. And I think the phrase that I said exactly was, and we don't know what the ramifications of this is going to be yet. I said something to the tone of, we don't know what this is going to do to us long term. And my friends looked at me like I said that alien squirrels on the moon controlled us all with brain lasers. Like, they looked at me like I was just insane and out to lunch. Because to them, maybe I seem that way. You just have to be careful with your loved ones, okay? Like, learn from my mistakes. Don't be like me. Be chill. Don't let this stuff that we face drive you crazy. Because I think it's driven me a little crazy. Having to deal with this day in and day out, obsessing about it for years and years and years, letting it grow in me, building rage and contempt for everything. That's what it's done to me. Don't let that happen to you. Because every day I'm wound up and ready to just shout and scream passionately against this evil system. But don't let that be you. And if that is you on the inside, keep it on the inside forever. Don't let your loved ones see it. You can never take that back once it comes out. And that's what's happened with me again. It's been a long time since that's happened in front of my husband, and it hurts me. To know that I toil and worry and care, and they think that it's all pointless and I'm just a crazy person that's been lied to and misled by internet personalities. That's what they think about me. And it's hard. It's hard to live that way. And a lot of it's my fault because of the bad choices I've made and the dumb shit that I've chosen to talk about in the past, which I shouldn't have. Just, you want to be normal to your loved ones, even if the things you think and believe aren't normal. Don't make my mistakes. You'll end up miserable and alone like me. That's really where I want to leave it today. This is a good place to stop. It's really pretty here. It's this beautiful little pond and farm that I love. Well, have us a look here. All right, well, if you have not seen my holiday, Halloween Spooktacular Discordant Dragons from yesterday, from October 30th, you definitely should. I'll put links to it in the description and in the pinned comment. And I'll make a little community post about it later. It was a really good stream. But I love you guys, and I want you to make wonderful families and wonderful communities and raise people on truth and righteousness. And just do the best you can to live a healthy, normal life and encourage people around you to do the same. And don't be like me. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday.